Hey guys, welcome to the Appalachia TCG Podcast. This is episode number 20 with your host, Tony, Just Take 3, Cardi, and Big John Howard. Smango. We got, it's crazy. We need to do this more.
Yeah.
We keep getting requests to do this.
Well, I can't even get caught up to do a video for myself. It's like,
Tony ain't even done a video for himself in a while. I struggle.
well, since November.
Yeah.
So
Basically, I feel like I'm working 2 full-time jobs at this point.
I technically are.
Yeah. It's extremely hard to keep up. People love the events. They love Appalachia TCG here in Eastern Kentucky. And I'll talk about more running the business side of things too on here. Tony, how you been?
Been good, but just busy.
Yeah.
Just busy. Had taken my little boy to his doctor appointments, and school's out, so
School been out is a big one.
the 2 big kids is home too. I'm like, Jesus.
Send them back.
Well, I miss them when they're in school.
I know, I do the same.
And that's like, when summer hits, it's like, oh, is it time to go back? So
I do the same. But yeah, baseball just ended last week, I think. I don't know. It has been, guys, listen.
it's been crazy.
I'm telling you, it is crazy for me. Like, some days I don't know if I'm coming or going. People show up random times sometimes. It's crazy. I don't know how to explain it other than it's crazy.
Yeah.
I have no time to do anything, but then somehow I manage to do it. I don't know how. Some days I wake up, I don't want to fool with it no more, but I love this stuff, so I'm gonna keep doing it.
Oh yeah.
It's hard. There's days I don't want to do it. There's days that I was just like, man, what am I doing in my life? Is this really the way to go? I don't know. It's I've learned a lot though. That's for sure.
I'll tell you what. Since I thought it was neat when the group first formed.
Yeah.
We was out of the library, meeting just cooler people, and just getting to hang around with new people.
Yeah,
that's kind of where all this snowballed at.
Yeah, it kind of snowballed to like, well, I kept running all the events, and then it's like, man, I wonder if I can actually do it.
Well, now, has it been as easy as you thought?
No. It has been way more difficult than I thought. It is something else.
Well, I mean,
But that's for a whole different podcast. I could go on a whole day talking about the ins and outs of it. I mean, the guys on YouTube that right now talk about running a card shop, they're about spot on point anyway. But you just don't know until you do it.
oh, I mean, I don't got no connections with your little business here besides just hanging around and come down here and doing. But it looks, from a person on the outside looking really in and getting to talk to you a little more with it, it's a lot more goes behind closed doors and behind the scenes is what most people would think.
Oh, yeah.
It ain't just, oh, I'm gonna buy this, I'm gonna set it up here.
No, I wish. So we'll talk about, we'll just skip right here. Like the Final Fantasy release was awesome, right?
Oh yeah, that was first.
Okay.
That was the first draft we ever.
Okay. Do you know how much right now? What is the date? Today is 6/23/2025.
Yeah.
Do you know how much a collector booster is going for right now?
Almost 1,500. What I think.
Okay.
1,500.
Just imagine.
1,200.
Just imagine if I could have ordered as much as I wanted.
Yeah.
I got 1 box. And I sold it locally because I wanted them to have it and give somebody a chance here locally to get it because it's insane.
Yeah.
And I didn't sell it for top market price. I sold it for literally what it goes for. Like basically a little bit over MSRP.
Yeah.
And it's at $1,200 last time I looked today.
Yeah.
Selling life left and right like this.
You probably just let, at the time, you probably let $800 walk out the door.
Oh yeah. I didn't, I made money on it, but I didn't make big money on it.
Yeah.
But just imagine, like people think you can just get all you want if you have money. No, I promise. I would have got more than one collector booster if that was the case of Final Fantasy. I got one.
Well, that's like.
And then I didn't even get a Commander collector's case.
Well, that's
even though I ordered 2 of it, I ordered 2 cases of Commanders, 2 cases of Collector Commander. I got 1 of each, and then they didn't give me the collectors.
Well, I know that you had that issue too with Dragon Cartera.
Yeah, Tarkir, yeah.
Yeah, it was. You didn't know what you was going to get, what you didn't until it showed up.
That has been the biggest hurdle. But when I first started, it wasn't like that. I don't know. It's like I could get whatever I wanted almost. And I don't know if just so many people is just like, I'm going to sell cards now or what, and then I can't get nothing. I get enough to like do this still, but it's like, I will say I'm glad you can't just focus on one game.
No,
I've always said that even when we kept talking about we should do a game store,
Yeah.
We always said you can't do just cards.
No, you can't.
You can't just do Magic the Gathering. I wish you could. I mean, I wish you could just do one thing and focus on it, but I don't know if it's possible. And that's what makes it hard too, is because you got to know a variety of things, which I'm glad I'm interested in a lot of things.
Well, I mean, you got to be willing to talk to the community.
Yeah.
And that's really what that boils down to. Well, that's customer service anywhere.
Yeah.
You just really have to.
And trying to get people here, marketing's a big thing. Listen, we could do another podcast about this. But anyway, So Final Fantasy released, and Magoffin County, I think, here in Little Eastern Kentucky, Magoffin County, Kentucky, we had our first ever official draft.
Oh, yeah, and that was, I sucked at it. It was the first one I ever done.
And Tony had never done one before. I've done one online. I've done one in person at East KY. I've done one at Wizards of Game in Winchester. And I've done more online, so I knew more about how the draft.
I didn't even know what the rotation. I was still trying to give it. I thought we were supposed to go with the same route.
No, yeah.
And then they was like,
you go right, left, right.
It was Will. He looked at me and he goes, "No, let's go that way."
Yeah, you switch it up more.
I'm like, oh, okay. I did not know.
So yeah, we done the first, and of course, it's Final Fantasy of all drafts here in Eastern Kentucky. It was crazy. It was super fun. I had great prizes.
Yeah.
I wish everybody could win, but unfortunately, it's just the way it is.
I just didn't know what I was doing. I didn't really have a chance, so I scooped after the first game.
Yeah.
I was just like, it was getting late. I was tired and getting up. I was like, I gotta go to bed.
But yeah, Final Fantasy, absolutely insane. I don't know. Like I said, the collector boosters are $1,200 right now. It's crazy. Like, I'm like, who's actually paying that? I don't know. How can you pay that?
Stuff like that, they're chasing the gold chocobo. That's what.
They're going gold chocobo chasing, I guess.
That's what they're doing. Because if you pull that card, that's like a $200,000 card. Mm-hmm. Now, has any of them sold? I've not seen nowhere that card is sold.
I haven't either.
I say it'll sell above 100. It'll sell around 75,000. I say that'd be the realistic price on it.
It is crazy.
But now it's like and I've griped about this on this podcast. But when the Lord of the Rings comes out, and everybody's chasing the one of one ring.
Yeah.
That really, at that moment in time, put a bad taste in my mouth. I was like, and it's just like Final Fantasy, they had to do that.
I was going to bring this up, is sports cards.
Oh, sports cards.
I've started doing sports cards too, because I think you literally have to do it all myself. That's my opinion.
If it's cardboard, you got to sell it.
I've been to a lot of card stores and they don't do sports cards, and I'm always asking why. I don't understand. I get it. I'll explain. We'll do a sports card section here too, and I'll kind of give my insight I've actually been a sports card, not only collector, but as a reseller now too.
Well, you also,
my perspective.
You've also told me that's another bloodbath arena.
It is. It's just different, and I'll try to explain to you guys here. That's probably just. I mean, I don't know all of our fans, but the people that do watch, you're probably more into the trading cards than you are sports cards.
Well, that's probably me. I ain't been in sports cards since 5th grade.
Yeah.
And I know I always wanted to trade for Shaq or Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
And Kobe.
Kobe.
The one colored his hair.
Dennis Rodman.
Yeah, Dennis Rodman. That was my three I went for. And
well, that stuff right there is not changed.
No. Them still probably my favorite three basketball players I've watched personally up at your house.
Yeah.
At school, have some kind of just lounge day. And, when somebody turned on, and, them was the three I would have rooted for. It was them three. And I think two of them was on the same team. Shaq and
Kobe was.
Yeah.
Then Michael Jordan, Dennis Rodman, Scottie Pippen was all on the Bulls.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, yeah.
So anyway, do you want to keep talking about trading cards, or you want to do a sports cards thing right now?
Let's jump in the sports cards.
All right, so I've been dipping my toes in the sports card world anyway. I've always been collecting here and there because I've always just enjoyed collecting. Like Tony, me and you've always enjoyed collecting.
I've collected
rocks. Certain types of rocks I used to go put them in a box. I don't know. That's something wrong with me.
Keychains. I tried to collect keychains at one time. Sports cards. Pokemon. That's where I really dipped my toes in for the first time. Kind of wish I had all that stuff.
Yeah, I never did get Pokemon, but we'll talk about Pokemon too coming back up. So what I've learned as a sports card kind of reseller at this point now is everybody's always chasing the big hit, and that's what I was getting at with the Magic the Gathering, the one-on-one ring. And the serialized cards.
Yeah,
they took that from sports cards, all right? They've had serialized cards for a long time. And it makes the cards, you got base cards, and then you got serialized cards, then you got cards that's different variations, and some of them's worth more, some of them's worth junk. But I've realized here, this is where I think the difference between me and, other sellers of cards kind of differ. Trading cards kind of have a market. Like the TCG player, everybody usually goes by TCG player. Sports cards has this, they call the term comps. You usually go by last sold price on eBay, and then it's really kind of up in the air. Really, this is what you do. You haggle the whole time.
Yeah.
You set a price, and if you like that price, that's what you get. And I think that's where the difference is a lot of stores don't like to haggle. They don't like that. They don't like that bargaining back and forth. I can get this. They don't like the. I would say it's almost pawn shop-ish.
Oh yeah, that's a good term for it. But we went to that Titans games in Moorhead, and that dude right there, he didn't have sports cards. I don't think I seen the first sports card down there. But now his trading cards, he was firm on his prices. He didn't, like what was it, a Pikachu or a Charizard you was trying to get, and he would not budge. Nothing.
No.
He was like, nope, that's the price. He said, I don't, what did he say? He said, I hate going by TCG players' prices. I'm looking at him like, no, you don't. No, you don't.
So that's another thing I've learned is, some people like, say you got a 50 cent card, your fans or your community will actually pay a little more for maybe like $1. Okay, you don't want to just keep. In my opinion, you take hits here and there, and then they give back too. You know what I'm saying? Like not everybody's looking for a deal, obviously. But then, if you got a 50-cent card and you got it labeled for $1, they're most likely going to just I helped out the store. Here's $1.
Well, I know you've also. That's a different topic, but you kind of got behind in on that a while back.
Yeah. But stuff like that happens. But yeah, so sports cards is just. It's a whole different beast. I will say that's probably why a lot of people don't like it, or they don't like the people that do sports cards. I always love sports, so maybe that's what don't bother me.
No, I ain't really watched sports.
But I'm telling you, like, if you like collecting things, this stuff is like high-end stuff. Like they got pieces of bats from games, and this is one thing I think like the trading card game have learned is like they need to serialize their cards. They're making it more collectible than ever now.
Yeah, but I do got a gripe on that too. I kind of wish, why is it only in collectors? Packs.
Yeah, I'm kind of, and that's Magic the Gathering for you.
Yeah.
That's only a Magic the Gathering thing.
I kind of wish if they just want to do it, they should pick.
I wish they would have never done collector boosters. I think it always should have been boosters. Just regular boosters, that's how it always has been.
Well, I like the collectors packs. I've opened up a few, but I do like it because you get that fancy full.
Yeah, but they're usually worthless.
Yeah, I mean, every pack I've ever got, it's been worthless.
That's what I'm talking about.
But I think they should have picked like 5 or 10 cards and had it in just a regular play booster with serialized cards, and then put all your high-end stuff over in the collector box.
Yeah.
I think they need to spread out the wealth on that.
Yeah, they need to still make play boosters worth getting. Cause it's like you got Aether Drift right now, the play boosters, you can't give it away.
Yeah. Well, there ain't no good hits in it.
That's exactly. Like there's if they would have had a serialized in there, people would have still been chasing it and buying it regardless.
But now the collectors, they ain't Aether Drift.
You can't even give that away.
Didn't it have a serialized?
I don't know. People will not buy Aether Drift.
I mean, I liked it, but I just wanted like a few cards, but it was like they was making a nudge at Nintendo with a few of them.
Mario Kart?
Yeah. I thought them would have been fun to chase, but that's a very niche market. But like in the sports card world, like what you're saying, is the jersey
the memorabilia, the patches. They call them patches and autos. Then you got different autos. There's so many different variations of cards with sports cards. It actually hurts my head. Yeah. Like I thought Yu-Gi-Oh hurt my head. Then sports cards hurts my head even more, because then you'll have like a card that looks exactly the same, but it'll have a different little foiling on it. And for some reason, if a guy's actually standing in a different variation, like there's people that can be standing in different positions on the card or something like that, it'll be worth more. I don't know, it's crazy. It really is. And then you'll have one-of-ones of all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
Like I hit a one-of-one Emmitt Smith the other day. It had like a blue shimmer on it in a leaf box, and it sold for $100. I was like, I don't know what this is worth, because you can't. How do you? It's a one-of-one. What do you sell it for?
Yeah, I mean, well, it's up to you to set the price.
Yeah, so that is the key. You said the exact key. If I've learned, I set a price. If you ain't haggling, that's what you're paying, I guess.
Yeah.
That's the real sports cards.
So, everything is worth something.
Yeah.
It just depends what you can sell it for.
Yeah.
I mean, you can crap in a box. Somebody out there probably would buy it.
Probably.
You know, it's the thing.
Now, see, this is mostly for singles. Now, sealed products more firm, I believe. Like you can't really. There ain't a lot of wiggle room in sealed product.
No, the market, is so high.
Yeah.
It's already in, a Final Fantasy. Mm-hmm. I mean, I was trying to trade you out 2 commander decks sealed for that bundle just to get the dice out of it.
Yeah.
And he was like, I probably would, but this is a pretty hot set right now. And I'm like, well, now that's fair enough. You know?
Yeah.
I like to trade. I like to.
Yeah, and that's another thing too. Is like people love trading. I love that part. I love trading, but you got to have singles too to trade.
Yeah.
Trade. I mean, sealed product I'll trade. You know, not as a collector, but like as a store. You know, you do trade in credit.
Yeah.
You know, so that's good. But then I even just like trading straight up sometimes. If it's a card I really like and I have a card somebody wants, I do that all with Flesh and Blood, which is another topic we got today. Flesh and Blood High Seas.
Yeah, I didn't get to come to that event.
That was a cool pre-release. We had a pretty good turnout for pre-release here.
Hell, Ronnie told me if I would have come down, he would have paid my way in.
Really?
Yeah.
It was fun.
Why didn't you call me?
It was fun. It was a fun event.
I got to choose one thing to do, and I chose Magic, and I really just didn't get to come and do the Flesh and Blood World.
So, and that's another thing is we actually are starting to pick up Yu-Gi-Oh players around here. Actually, OTS here now, and we do have OTS packs for any Yu-Gi-Oh players out there. Listen, I don't know much about Yu-Gi-Oh. Unfortunately, I've not really played it, but I'd be glad to support the cause for just trading cards.
Well, there ain't nowhere. I mean, the dollar stores around us has the same Yu-Gi-Oh packs in it they've had for 4 years.
Oh yeah, they don't get nothing new. I realized another thing. Let's talk about this. West Liberty has a lot of card players there. They have come to Appalachia TCG a lot. Breathitt County and West Liberty, I started realizing they don't really have a card store other than here.
They're in the middle between.
They can go to Moorhead
or here. Or here. And this is actually probably a better road coming this way. Mm-hmm. And because as soon as you pass West Liberty, that's a crap road.
It is.
I mean, they don't really do nothing for them in the wintertime on that road. We've worked at Continental at the time. I knew a person lived down there. He's gone now. He passed away. And he actually pulled in the Continental. You just don't know where that is.
Yeah.
But he come across the bridge. But he pushed probably 2 foot of snow across the bridge. And he said that he was clearing the road.
Well,
coming from
old Continental.
Yeah, good times.
Old paint line. I actually talked to somebody on the phone the other day that works at Logan now, and they told me how the inside looks, and that the paint line's gone and everything. And the back,
yeah, they gutted it.
The whole back, they redone the whole back shelter, and it's raised up high and everything in the world.
Yeah.
It's probably a nice place now.
No, it's actually there's a smoke kill. They took all the ventilation out of there.
That's what they done, yeah.
They took all the ventilation out of there. I mean, you blow your nose and it was jet black. It didn't matter. I worked in the tool room and I worked outside and I blew my nose and it was still black.
Yeah.
But I know it was not for the better. I worked.
Oh yeah, you did work at Logan.
I worked 9 years at Continental.
Yeah.
And Joy Global. And when I welded, I blew my nose in it black.
Oh yeah. God, I miss that.
But that was the only place in that building I done that.
Yeah.
When I hit the paint line, when I went to the press area, I never done that. No, they had good ventilation, but Joy or Logan said, well, you know what? We don't care about the workers. We're going to jerk the safety stuff out of the wall. And they did. So it's awful.
But yeah, the Flesh and Blood High Seas, absolute bangers. Like what they done, they don't have collector boosters or anything like that.
No.
But the set was special because they put treasure packs in every box.
Yeah.
So the price went ridiculous.
Yeah.
So I guess we could talk about this, Tone. This might be a controversial. I don't know why I didn't put it on here.
What?
Market versus MSRP.
Well, that's a two-way street.
It is. I'm glad you kind of agree with me with that.
I mean, well, first off, my argument with this is,
Yeah.
now if you would do pre-orders and if people would get on board with that,
Yeah. And if they say they're paying MSRP, yeah, that'd be okay.
That's a guaranteed sale. You've already collected money. You just have to hand it to them. They took the risk. This is my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
They took the risk. Because as soon as they done that, they walk in here, they get their product, they walk out the door. It's no longer your baby.
Yep.
But as soon as you place that order on your own for your business, you took all financial risk.
Yep.
And if something is going high dollar, they come in here, they need to just trade around. I mean, you offer so many good prices anyway. It's like, I don't know. People get sensitive, I guess.
So, I mean, here's my thought. All right, this is just from my perspective. I've really never sold an MSRP. Ever. Hardly ever.
You sold?
I've always sold like at market or below.
Yeah, under.
So take for instance, heavy hitters. Heavy hitters market is like $85.
Yeah.
A flesh and blood. I've sold a lot of flesh and blood, so I know that off the top of my head. You know what MSRP is for heavy hitters?
Probably $120.
$109.90.
Ah, well, see.
So
you can get bit in the hind end too.
Yeah.
Real fast when you start.
So high seas MSRP was $119.90. They upped it like $10 from the hunted.
Yeah.
Okay, market was $150 at pre-release.
Yeah. That's
that's my example I've dealt with lately, and
well,
I price matched other people is what I've done.
Yeah.
And just cause I say 150 on sticker don't always mean that's the least I'll take.
No. Well, people come.
Well, I'm saying you got to haggle. You got to come in and haggle a little bit if you want a better price.
I don't know how many times I've bought stuff off of you here lately, and I've traded cards to go on top of that. I mean, I always feel like I get a good deal. Mm-hmm. I mean, this is a two-way street. You can use card value to your advantage as a customer, like I have. But then I've also come in and just like, okay, I got the money. Here, take my money.
Yeah. So nobody would buy it, and I was basically told to kind of sell it on TCG Player if that's the price I was wanting.
Well,
I'm like, okay.
I know. We talked about that when that first went down, and I gotta say it now. Your response to that person was a lot more tamer than what I would.
I mean, I ain't throwing shade at whoever said it. I don't know names or anything, but
no, you can't do that. But
it wasn't more. It was more than just one person anyway. It was several, and I'm just like, I would say, guys, you ain't never paid MSRP. Why would we start? I didn't know we were starting that. Ever. I've never charged MSRP for anything. What I do now, honestly, I get on other card stores, and if there's something I don't know the price of, I usually try to match it.
Yeah.
Or I do TCG Player market value a little under, stuff like that.
Well, in a lot of ways, that's a good strategy for you. Is you can say, well, you want to drive to this place, you want to pay the same price.
Yeah.
And you want to put probably $20, $30 in gas to go there. So you're actually spending more just buy it off of me.
Yeah.
Bad thing is that same, people or card stores you've got a good working relationship with them.
Yeah.
They're probably saying the same thing. You drive there, you want to probably put a little more gas in.
Well, I mean, the closest card store here is 50 minutes away. That's a drive.
Well, it's 35 for me.
Yeah, it's about 50 minutes from here. Exactly.
I'm 15 minutes away from here. Mm-hmm. So, and I'm 35 to go.
Well, I mean, look at it this way. 35 minutes is still an hour there and back.
Yeah, I mean, you still
Easy.
It's still round trip. Yeah, it's all. That's an hour gone.
And that's just driving.
Yeah, not going in there, because you go in there, you just want to BS a little bit.
Oh yeah, I do.
I mean,
I don't go there just to not stay around for a while.
And I tell you what, I like that bunch.
Oh yeah, East Cape Wise. This is not we're not saying anything negative about that. We're just saying if I was going to McDonald's in Pikeville versus Sayersville, it's the same concept.
Hey, the snack wraps is coming back on the 10th.
Snack wraps?
Yeah. That's what I was told.
That's what I'm saying, if Sayersville McDonald's had a cheeseburger for $4 that day.
I don't know, I can't say I've not drove for a McDonald's cheeseburger. I have.
That's what I'm saying, though. This is a good example. If McDonald's cheeseburger in Sayersville selling their cheeseburgers for $5 today, but Pikeville's selling their cheeseburgers for $3 that day. Is it worth that extra dollar to save that dollar to go all the way to Pikeville for the same cheeseburger?
Now, if it was West Liberty McDonald's we're talking about, yeah, it would.
West Liberty McDonald's is on another level, I will say, but
it is. Around us, region-wise, it's.
I don't know why McDonald's in West Liberty is so good.
Even the fries is good. Their chicken nuggets is better than ours. Everything's better. I would drive. If we're saying West Liberty, I would burn the road up. I would go.
All right, then.
But now, I got a gut. I like to eat. And I want to go for the
Maybe food's not the best option here.
No.
Well, let's use Walmart. You got you got one pillowcase here that's selling for $5.
Yeah.
In Sayersville, which Sayersville ain't got a Walmart, but Pikeville Walmart has the same pillowcase, and they have a sale 5% off.
Well, it's called rollback.
Yeah.
Or
rollback clearance. It's a whole. You save a whole $1, but you got to drive 50 minutes.
Yeah,
it's not worth it, right? That's what I'm saying. That's what we're getting at.
Now, you can't do that on food. Now, food's
a bad example, guys.
I have drove for food.
So anyway, high seas, you can't get it no more. It's ridiculous. That's another thing.
Yeah.
That's what I want to say about MSRP. I can't even buy no more. Period. End of story. I cannot get high seas anymore at wholesale.
And that's kind of bad because I actually was wanting a box of that.
I cannot get a single box of that at wholesale distributor cost now. It's gone.
I was very hoping I could get a box of that where I could put the YouTube video.
So anyway, comment down below. If you're watching this on YouTube, which is where we mostly focus on is YouTube on AppalachiaTCG, comment down below what you like about MSRP and what you don't like. If you like playing market price, if you like playing MSRP. Listen, guys, I get it both ways. I really do. I understand everybody wants the deal. I get that. I started as a collector too, guys. I understand. But I have never paid MSRP for Flesh and Blood since I have been a Flesh and Blood player. Or even Magic, I don't think. I've played MSRP at Walmart for their packs and stuff. I have done that.
The most sample is market, what most people will pay, and that's, but usually here's the thing, when a set first releases, and you can tell me if I'm right or wrong, the prices for that boxes is much higher. Mm-hmm. Give it 6 weeks down the road, and that's about, high seeds is about hitting 6 weeks or maybe not right there yet.
Has it been out a month? I think it's might have been out a month now.
It's getting close.
Getting close.
In trading cards, that's a good point too, is the market kind of stabilizes after 6 weeks.
But then you got to look at, you can't get this anymore. You can't get this anymore.
So I mean,
I can't get it.
So that $150 box now, if you do manage to find it, it's probably looking at $200.
I think it's went down to about 130.
Yeah.
Last time I looked, I ain't looked in a couple days because it's like, wow, I can't get a box, what I care.
It'll dip down, and then you wait. You give it by Christmas time, they'll be up past probably 200.
That's like the 100. You can't get the 100 no more either.
Yeah,
you actually can't even get no more heavy hitters.
Yeah.
Now, and heavy hitters have been around since I began, and like it's out now. I think it finally dried up. That's what I'm saying though is when you go to your local LGS.
Yeah.
They're mostly probably going to be doing market because you could buy a pack of foundations, for example, in Walmart. Was it like $6-7 for a pack?
Yeah, that's what they was trying to say.
Okay, so when you go to your LGS, what's a pack? $5? $4.99 usually?
Somewhere in there.
Okay, that's $2 right off the top of my head. And it's like, okay, that's the difference between retail, big major corporations that get 10,000 whatever they want.
Well, when you're talking about compared to what you're doing here and the service you're kind of offering, when you talk about Walmart, you talk about Target, Best Buy, all them places, especially for this stuff, it is a soulless.
Yeah, they can't even. They don't have. You can't go to Walmart and have a Magic Gathering community.
And it's soulless. It's like it's sterile. It's a sterile environment. That's the price. Buy it or not.
That's it.
They do not care.
They don't care if you buy it or not. I don't believe.
There's no community there. And I have bought at Walmart, especially with. Like LGSs couldn't get something, and Walmart does get it. I have bought there.
I've bought Walmart tons of times just because I was like, oh, that's cool. Buy a pack of cards. You want to go to the LGS today? I've been there.
But when you look at LGS, it is a community.
Yeah.
It is. You want to go in there like East Kentucky. You got JR up there. I love going up there talking to him. I don't get to go up there much. And then Dwayne. You got Dwayne up there. Wonderful people. But they offer a close-knit service. They're willing to talk. And it's the same coming down here. You're offering this, and it's that.
And I wouldn't even want to do this if I didn't have the community behind me. I wouldn't have done this without Tony's help. I wouldn't have done this without anybody's help.
Yeah, so
for sure. Like it just would have been. It wouldn't even felt right.
I mean,
been pointless.
But when you're, when you're talking about market versus the MRSP and all that stuff, that's a two-way street.
And here's another key too, as I want to say, is I don't want to just dump product online either.
No.
I would rather sell it in person to people that deserve it around. That's like the Pokemon. I have these big 151 Blooming Waters premium boxes right now. The market right now is $130. I'm trying to sell them at $100.
Yeah. I mean, that's crazy anyway.
Yeah, that's another thing. It's the Pokemon bubble.
Well, that's like Dragon Shield.
Yeah.
Dragon Shield's right here. You got them what price?
Tons of, oh yeah. They're usually about $12 a piece.
You got 12 less your fancy art.
Your fancy art's about $15.
I mean, we went to that one LGS up there in Pikeville a bunch of times. $20 for something similar to this was $20. I know I bought one. I was like,
hey, I love Dragon Shield. Dragon Shield, if you ever want to sponsor AppalachiaTCG, hook us up. I definitely buy enough. Well, technically I don't. I asked them how much people actually buy Dragon Shield to get a big display. We had to spend like $500,000 or something. I was like, well, there that goes.
Yeah, that's a Rudy level.
Yeah, that ain't a Appalachian Smango level.
That's a Rudy level.
Yeah.
Dumpster trash. It's burned dumpster trash. But no, I mean, I did wish I got to come down and got to do the high C.
And it's just like, I wish I could get more. Like, it's gone.
Yeah.
There is real fear of missing out at this point. FOMO. There's real FOMO right now in the trading card world with Flesh and Blood, even Magic.
I never dreamed. Because when we first got in back, or you got
into Magic,
it was a year later. You could still go into any LGS and buy Dominaria United. Mm-hmm. That was my favorite set. It's probably is my favorite set. And you can't even get it now.
It's gone.
Yeah, I just hated you to look.
Yeah, it's gone.
And you was like, I can't get it.
It's gone. It's gone after it's printed.
You know, it's gone.
It is gone. Like they're not going to reprint it.
And you know, and that's it's starting now to feel like it was when I originally first got into Magic back around Kaladesh.
Yeah.
It's like when them boxes went off the shelf, that was done. It was it was done. You missed it or you got it. Yeah.
And let's talk about the Pokemon stuff right now.
Pokemon's stupid.
The Pokemon bubble, I believe, is about popped with the Destined Rivals. I think everybody's kind of had enough of it.
Well,
that's why I'm afraid of these boxes up here. I'm just like, well, that's probably popped now. But the worst case scenario, I can crack them myself, I guess, and try to sell the singles.
Yeah. And to be truthful, you know, there's a bunch of ideas you could do to move harder stuff, to move that product if you want to do that stuff. But you got to really look. Pokemon it's tainted. It really is. And it's like the scalpers is ruined that. They've ruined that hobby.
I can't imagine. Like, I will go to some of the retail stores here in Sayersville and I will pick up some stuff.
Yeah.
But I won't pick it all up because it just feels wrong. Like, just because I'm there don't mean I need to hoard every bit of it.
Yeah.
And especially if a kid was behind me and they wanted a box. I swear on a stack of Bibles I couldn't do it. I'd be like, here, you take them all if you can. You go ahead and get what you want and I'll get what's left.
Yeah. But now I've seen fist fights on TikTok.
Yeah, that's too. But I can't believe people even do.
I've seen one video, and I don't know. I really hope and pray it was Sage. I meant to send that to you anyway. And it was on TikTok. This little kid had a pack or 2 packs of Pokemon. It was out of like Walmart. You know, it had the big cardboard all the way around it. And this dude just walks up and just snatches them and says, "No, you don't get nothing." And he walks off and he has a big buggy and he's loaded down with EBTs and all kinds of that. I'm like, I really hope that was Sage. I hope that was fake. I couldn't imagine doing that to a child. You know, I think that dude, if it was a true video, that dude really needs a strong, swift kick.
Oh, yeah.
Right in the
he needs his ass whipped.
Right in the backside. Just lay into it.
Yeah.
But now that's where Pokemon is coming.
Well, I think the Pokemon bubbles kind of popped for a minute. I think everybody's kind of dazed and confused.
Well, it ain't that. It is because of retailers like Target. Walmart ain't done nothing yet, as far as I know. But Target is really standing up to it. They're like, one for one customer. They
are doing that.
And they keeping everything behind the service counter. No exceptions. you got to applaud. It's sad Target is the first one to do it, but realize, hey, there's a problem here.
Yeah.
We gotta address it.
We might have to cover these next time. But here's one I do want to talk about that's not on the list, is GameStop. Have you heard about GameStop?
I hear they're moving into the trading card world.
Well, they've always kind of been in the trading card world, sort of.
Well, they just started the last summer where you could drop cards off to send off for great.
But I heard they're going to try to become like the local LGS now.
Yeah, that's what I hear.
So that's a little scary for a lot of small shops, especially mine. But luckily, I guess, in Sayersville, we don't have a GameStop. But the closest one to us is in Paintsville, Kentucky.
But they're not big enough to host tournaments. They're not big enough to... Every GameStop I've ever been in has been little.
Yeah.
So it's basically just want to be an outlet where you can go in, pick up your product, but what I hear, they're modeling their sales after LGSs. What I hear.
I mean, they've not been really selling video games hardly much in the last year. It's just everything's went digital, so they've kind of lost their market. And then they quit with the retro stuff forever ago. They used to carry retro stuff, and they just quit with it. I don't know why they. I didn't understand why they quit with that to begin with.
Well, they quit it in the store. But you still can buy it from them online. It has to be, they say it has to go through checks and refurbished.
Well, it does. They need to. Somebody need to, because they was getting fakes passed by all the time.
Yeah. So, but no, again, the whole game topic, I don't think LGSs need to worry.
I don't think so either, because I mean, what's the chances you're going to find somebody that's, I mean, there's probably a good chance, but find somebody that's really into flesh and blood that's going to run a GameStop for you. Or somebody that's really into Magic that's going to run Magic for you. For $8 an hour. Or whatever they pay.
They just pay a little right at minimum wage.
That's what I thought. It's like, who's...
ain't that $7.20 around us?
$7.25 is minimum wage.
So that's...
But I'm sure they probably pay more than that now. But I don't know. I don't know what GameStop pays their employees. But I'm just assuming it's like it can't be much.
No, they're a corporation.
It's like, who are they going to... I don't know. I just don't see it.
The only reason GameStop was ever awesome to walk into was if you wanted to talk about a video game. And they was kind of caught up on it. But since I've been back in Magic and in the collecting world, I've been in the GameStops. And I've tried to talk to them, and they're like, we don't know.
Their top loaders are too high. Their binders are too high. They're all generic. I mean, they're making their own stuff, though, so I don't know. I just don't... I don't know. Is GameStop going to be the place everybody's going to go and hang out now all of a sudden? I don't know.
Well, they're trying to sell plushies. They're trying to sell all this other stuff. Now, if they want to go in and wipe out all their sales floor area and start putting tables
I heard they was. And start running be like the next Star City Games or something.
The LGS, the areas they need to have that around us, there ain't one of them is big enough.
Yeah.
I mean, truthfully, too, because when you're in a retail setting, too, you got to worry about fire marshals. Mm-hmm. And, I mean, technically you do here, too. You kind of... Yeah. But I say, so you would have to check with the fire marshal how many people could be technically in this closed space before you're fined for it. But we've been to East Kentucky, perfect example, when you done the Flesh and Blood Pro Tour or tournament deal. They had up there, 3 other groups besides us.
Yeah.
They had a Magic group. They had a
Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh.
They had 3 different
Flesh and
groups,
Blood.
and they was packed. It was like really uncomfortable to be in that amount of people.
Yeah.
And I bet they had every bit of 50, 60 people in there at one point. And it was just like, So, I don't see GameStop being a threat. I don't think they're going to invest the time and the space to get the retail establishment it would take to host events and become a nationwide LGS.
Well, I'll tell you who everybody needs to worry about. It's Amazon. It's hard to compete with Amazon.
Amazon's hurting themselves. I'm not the only one that's got bad product from Amazon. And
That's true.
And so that means somewhere they're opening the product in there and they're reselling. Because they tried to blame it on local LGS as third-party sellers are like, but they done away with that. Now you can do another program they got, but it ships in. But I don't know. They're trying to blame it on. There's always a scapegoat for somebody. But Amazon's really hurt themselves. I'm not the only one. I've watched like 2 other videos. Person ordered it's a collector box. They opened it up, and they wasn't even in the packs. It was just loose.
Didn't you say you bought Magic stuff and it had Pokemon in it?
Yes. I bought Outlaws.
It had Pokemon packs in it.
Cards in. Yeah. They inserted in the rares Pokemon cards in the rare slot. They took all the rares. I was like, and Amazon gave me and my wife the awfulest time ever was to get a return.
Really?
They did not want to take it back. Now, if you look on their website on any TCG, it states when it's sold, there's no return, no refunds at all. You can't even switch it out to get the same product reshipped.
Yeah.
Because now that's as far as Amazon's going with it.
Yeah.
But they're the biggest retail now in the U.S. So they're making their own rules up now. They approved. They don't need the public to run. They just don't. They're so convenient to be truthful. I ordered my little boy's Iron Man.
Well, yeah, I order stuff off of Amazon all the time.
And it comes right to your house.
Yeah, how much easier does it get?
So, I mean, now they can pretty well make their own rules. They're in a whole new league. It ain't like Walmart. It ain't like Target, Best Buy. That bunch is in a whole new league. So, I mean...
Well, we probably got time for one more topic. Tony, what do you want to talk about?
You talked about the Pokemon bubble.
Yep. Do you want to talk about retro games?
Yeah, we could.
Or you want to say that for another topic?
That'd be it. Yeah.
Or Commander tiers. We ain't really talked about Commander tiers. If you know more, you probably know more about it than I do.
That has been so hard and so confusing.
All right, so Commander tiers.
Yeah. Okay, we could talk about that, Cole.
I don't understand it.
I don't either. I swear.
They made it even more complicated, I believe.
I did.
And they're supposed to simplify it.
I didn't think that was possible.
I didn't either.
But I preferred the power scale.
And even it didn't make sense.
No, it didn't. It did not determine.
Because I was always like, what card makes this 8 or a 9 to a 10? Like, what card is it? Can you tell me? Nobody could.
But now they got the game changer cards.
That does help.
That does. And, and the number of infinite combos you have in a deck. That sort of helps. But the whole, and what really gets me is the 1 and 2 slot. Them two right there, they're almost identical. So what's the point of even having a 1 and a 2 slot?
I don't know.
Shouldn't that be called bottom tier?
Yeah.
I mean, I would understand that. When you start moving in the 3rd, 4th, and 5th tier, like everybody knows the 5th tier, that is not casual players.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what all Commander is anyway. You strive to go to the 5th tier. That's now. Like Power level 10 was what everybody wanted.
Yeah.
It's the same concept now. They didn't really solve it because nobody's playing precons.
No, I've never played anywhere that just sticks to precons very long.
And you know,
I mean, I do like the idea of a precon league. You start with a precon, and everybody every week buys a pack.
But now,
and then you can upgrade it that way. I thought that was a cool idea, but
we talked about it with JR, that one, why the Flesh and Blood, you know, before it started. And he's like, nobody's want to do that. That's nobody. You know, they really, in the Magic world, you got packs, you got jumbo packs. And your jumbo packs is your Commander decks. Mm-hmm. That's really what Magic's become. You go for your jumbo pack, you buy a Commander, you get something you sort of like, and then you gut it, and then you just throw all the nasty stuff. And
you build an abomination.
It's no longer a casual deck.
Yeah.
It's sad, but that, you know, that's what JR.
I mean, people want to do something crazy in a Commander. That's the only way you can do it.
Well, now I ain't much better. I bought the squirrels, and I really hate to know how much my cards in that deck's worth now.
Yeah.
But I put some stupid stuff in it, and just to come down here, get to play it for the first time. And then you're playing the exact same deck, pretty much. And it's my squirrels, yours is elves.
Yep.
And we're racing.
Lathril. You got to have fun the other night.
And we're just racing who can get their cards out.
That's the first time I ever had that many elves. 94?
94.
94 elves.
And then on top of that, you pulled a crater hoof. And it's like...
That was, guys, listen, that was a stupid guy. My hand was perfect. If nobody board wiped it, it was game over.
It was so funny. That one, he was playing, and he's like, what does that mean? We're dead. That's
like, if you let me cast any of this, they're dead.
I mean, it's a tiny. Even you could start just swinging for the fences, and you'd have killed us. You would have split it up.
Yeah.
45 elves minimum. That it still gave you 5 elves, or no, it was like 9 elves left.
Yeah.
The chump block everything.
Yep.
To rebuild. And we would have still been dead. Everybody was in the 30s or 20s. Yeah. I think I was at like 29. And when you pulled that.
I was just like, what is this? How do I pull I had Dublin Season on the board, right?
You had Dublin Season.
That Dublin Season Lathril was just hitting everything.
And if you would have got to put your Parallel Lives on the board.
Yeah.
I mean, we would have been talking about hundreds of damage. And I figured it up right before this of how much damage you could have done to both of us.
Yeah. 4,230.
I mean, and they just splitting up 25 apiece and just...
Yeah, I couldn't believe I pulled Crater Hoof 2 out of that. That was ridiculous.
But if you'd have played...
I mean, not only was, this was my hand, this is what was going on before I drew. I had 94 elves on the board, Lathril's on there. I had an elf in my hand, and whenever you cast it, it does however many elves you got on the board damage to them, and you gain that much health. I forget the name of the elf.
Yeah.
You know, we got
even by that you're about to start.
That kills somebody automatically. Then
it wasn't too bad when you only had like 10 or maybe 15 L's, but somewhere around that time, you jumped up to soup it numbers. Real quick, real fast. And it was right after.
Well, I had that spell every time for you create double tokens, plus then you have doubling season on the board, so that's where all the L's come from. But then I go to my draw step and I pull Crater Hoof. I was just like, what is this nonsense? It had enough to cast it, and it was just like,
I mean,
I was like, pick your poison, die this way or die this way. I don't know.
I just looked at the one we was playing with, and I'm like,
that was crazy.
And he was like, I don't know what that means. I'm like, we're dead. That's just it. Just because if Crater Hoof hits the field, that 94 L's goes to 94 toughness and power.
That was ridiculous.
And I'm like, there's no way we can stop that. Hell,
ridiculous.
One F could be lethal.
Yep.
Way before
the rest.
It's insane. It was a really fun game.
Does it double season double Crater Hoof too though? I can't remember exactly what Crater Hoof says on it.
I don't know.
It's like any ability you double it. I don't know. I know it's tokens plus counters usually.
Yeah.
That's what doubling season does.
Don't Crater Hoof get a perk for all tokens?
You get counters on Crater Hoof though.
Yeah.
So it would double the counters, I think.
Well, now doubling season?
It would double it, I think.
Doubling season might actually would have doubled Crater. Either way, it'd have been late.
That's a lot of math.
And plus, Crater Hoof has haste as soon as it hits. It's like nobody would have. I had an empty board anyway. I mean, I was wide open.
Yeah, it was.
I mean, you just would have had to send one F to get me.
Yeah.
I would have been like,
that was a crazy game. But guys, come check us out. We're running out of time. Visit AppalachiaTCG.com. You can shop online too. We got retro video games now. Come join our community. Come hang out with me and Tony. We play Magic on Thursdays. We might be moving to Fridays. I don't know. Flesh and Blood Saturday mornings.
I know a few was talking, but they like to do the drafts on Fridays.
That'd be awesome.
And I swear it really has to become Friday night for draft or Commander.
Yep.
Because I will say this before we hop off here. It was my first draft, and I did not realize how long that would take. It took almost an hour and a half just
to get everybody on the same page too. That's what you do.
And then and then you had like 15 or 20 minutes. You're trying to assemble what you.
Then you got to get land out of the land box, build a deck, sleeve it up maybe. Then you got to pair everybody. Then you got to play your matches. Yeah, it's a long night.
And it was really fun. Is it my favorite format? No, everybody knows my favorite one is Pauper. I was actually a little bummed this last Thursday. Nobody wanted to play Pauper.
Hell no.
I was like, but, oh well. That'd be hopefully this Thursday. But, yeah.
Well, guys, follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, whatever. You got Just Take 3, Smango, Appalachia TCG.
I am planning to do...
Tony's coming back. He's doing a big comeback.
I am planning to come back in the next week to 2 weeks.
Just do it. Just record. Record when you get home tonight.
I was actually trying to... I've had 2 ideas of what I want to talk about. And so... one is formats or trying to revive how to get into Magic and how to collect and any TCG, how to collect. Card storage is always going to be number one. You have to do.
Yep.
But I am planning to come back, and it is around that time. I've been trying to clean up, straighten up in my building, and everything. It's just so hot in there right now. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I mean,
it is not. It's not cold outside here in Kentucky.
Just go back and watch any in a different space. And we're about halfway through it, we're dying.
Oh, yeah.
We're dying. It's like not a good idea to be there.
It's definitely more comfortable than recording.
Oh, yeah.
That one day I was like, oh.
I think this is actually the most comfortable spot you've had.
Yeah. More room, more, yeah.
Now when you was
even at the house.
at the computer house, I mean,
computer room, it was cramped up, but it was all right.
It was doable.
Yeah.
It was
even the apartment building, or in the apartment room. That was
tried to do one one podcast in the building, my building, and we almost died.
It was hot. We had plenty of room, just hot.
Yeah, it was so. But I've been in there. I've been trying to. I'm gonna have to redo something with the wall. I had that stick-on wallpaper. Now it's peeling off. It's so hot. It's the wallpaper's coming off.
Yeah.
It's like it's awful. But yeah, I am making a return. It'll be up in the next.
I mean, even I'm struggling to get content up there. I used to do it every single Sunday, and now it's just.
Well, I think it's going to be a little easier, and I think my schedule is I'm going to try to do it on Monday and Tuesday. Right now of the morning, cause I take my little boy to the Ava Center, and I get back early, and it's like, well, now Jane's working at the house. And she's in her little building. I'm like, and the two big kids are asleep. I'm like, it's 9 o'clock when I get back. I'm like, they're still asleep. I can go do something of the morning out there before it gets hot, and I don't have to chase after my little man.
Yep.
Because he's my job.
Well, guys, we better wrap it up. We got 1% left on the camera.
Oh,
check us out, Appalachia TCG. Come hang out with us. We'll see you guys next time.
Thank you.